วูดดี้เชื่อว่าเราทุกคนคงเคยได้ยินเกี่ยวกับชีวิตหลังความตายมาแล้ว บางคนพูดถึงแม่น้ำบางคนพูดถึงสะพานบางคนพูดถึงอุโมงค์ที่มีแสงสว่างอยู่เบื้องหน้าบางคนก็ว่าเราจะเห็นภาพในอดีตเราได้ยินเรื่องเล่าเหล่านี้และเก็บความสงสัยไว้กับตัวว่าโลกหลังความตายที่แท้จริงแล้วเป็นยังไงมีชายคนหนึ่งเลยครับเขาบอกว่าเขาเคยสัมผัสโลกหลังความตายมาแล้วหลังจากตายไปนานกว่า19นาทีซึ่งประสบการณ์ตรงนั้นทำให้เขาได้เรียนรู้เกี่ยวกับความลับเหนือโลกเกี่ยวกับชีวิตจนกลายเป็นที่มาของหนังสือขายดีในหลายประเทศทั่วโลกที่ชื่อว่า The Meta Secret สุดยอด The Secret ตอนนี้เขากลายเป็นนักจิตบำบัดชื่อดังที่ถูกรับเชิญไปบรรยายกว่า50ประเทศทั่วโลกและได้รับการขนานนามว่าเป็นนักพูดพันล้านเขาคือดร.เมลกิลครับกูรูผู้สร้างแรงบันดาลใจที่ทั่วโลกกำลังจับตามองสวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ welcome to the show
Thank you very much
thank you so much for coming
the
thing is this a lot of people have been mentioning your name in Thailand for the past month not because of just your book but because of the seminar that you're holding tonight.
I thought it was because of the bills that were not paid along the way, but yeah.
Okay, let's go back to 1976.
Okay.
That year I was born.
Yes.
And that year something happened to you in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Tell me more about it.
I was climbing a mountain. I lost my footing and I fell a long ways down. Actually, I should have taken the elevator.
Yes, you should
have. It would have been a lot less slower.
Yeah.
And they didn't find a hospital for me until 3 days later. Mm-hmm. And even then, it was not a really what you would think a hospital was, but there were rats all over the floor and people had to buy food from hawkers that were outside the window, and if you didn't buy from them, you didn't eat. The guy next to me in the bed died that night. I told the nurse this. I said, I think he stopped breathing. She says, no, he's a shallow breather. He'll be okay by morning.
You know what happened?
He died. The next morning, they took the body away, and I said to everybody around me, get me out of here. Yeah. I need to go somewhere. So they did a medical evacuation, took me to Singapore, and there the doctor told my parents that this boy is going to die. But the funny thing is, I was unconscious already from the pain. The infection had spread into my body, into my bloodstream. My brain shut down, my kidneys shut down, liver shut down, and soon my heart followed suit, and I died on the operating table. But the doctor continued anyway with all the procedures and everything else. And next thing I knew, I felt myself stepping outside of me and watching the whole procedure and the body and everybody else as if I was outside of this whole theater. And
did the doctors or the team pronounce it that you were dead at that time?
Yeah, I actually, halfway through, I heard my parents in the hallway, which I don't know how that happened. They were crying because they were just told your son is dead. Because I was clinically dead as far as everybody was concerned. And then the nurse had pronounced time of death, 4:15. And I said, no, I'm not dead. I tried to scream and tell everybody I'm not dead. I'm here. But nobody would listen.
Is it like the movies, Mel, where you float up or you walk out of your body? I mean...
I think I was too heavy to float. I was just standing. I'm just kidding.
That was a good one. How did you come out of your body?
I don't remember. All I remember was I'm there, and all of a sudden I'm looking at everything.
Did you see yourself lying there?
I saw myself, and then next thing I knew, I was just drawn up through the ceiling.
Like you were pulled up?
Like pulled up by something. And then I went through a tunnel of light. It was pretty much spinning, and there was a being on the other side. And the being said, go back, my son. It's not yet time.
Everyone always mentioned about the tunnel.
The tunnel, yes.
I'm not too sure if that's a propaganda, but it really does exist, doesn't it?
It does, but if I can describe it to you, because I was really fascinated.
Okay, tell me more about this tunnel.
Well, it's spinning. It's spinning, and it's going around, and you see everything, and you see everyone, you know everything, and you're taking a shift in knowledge or something.
Who do you see? I mean, your family, your friends?
Well, I saw this being, wonderful, loving, kind, all-forgiving being, and he said basically it's time to go back. I argued with him. I said, if it's time to go back, could you let me stay for just a little while? And he said, sure, without argument. And so I stayed, and I was given a tour, and I saw everything. I was learning a whole bunch of things with a whole bunch of people. But here's the amazing thing. I thought I spent about 5 or 6 days over there.
How long?
Only 19 minutes had passed as far as the planet Earth was concerned.
19 minutes?
19 minutes.
You passed away. You were dead.
I was dead.
For 19 minutes.
For 19 minutes, yes.
โอ้โหเป็นไปได้ยังไงครับเนี่ยตายไปนาน19นาทีผมแทบไม่อยากจะเชื่อเลยจริง
But who pulled you back out?
Well, actually, it was all kind of in a flow, and when it was time, I felt myself just sucked back into this body thing. And at that point, I think that I'm very grateful for the doctor who gave me another experience, another few years extra on the earth. So I'm actually on borrowed time. So whenever I do motivational talks, I stand in front of thousands of people and give talks. The first thing I say to people is, you're all going to die. And they'll say, there's nothing motivational about that. What the hell? Are we paying money to say this?
Okay. Well, and what do you say after that?
Well, most people don't realize this. And I said, yes, you're all going to die. None of you are going to get out of this life alive. You are all going to die. That's your path. Whether you're a good person or a bad person, you get to die. Whether you are rich or poor, you get to die. Whether you have love or no love in your life, you get to die. This is your reward at the end of this life.
ช่วงหน้าครับมาฟังกันต่อว่าหลังจากที่เขาฟื้นจากความตายแล้วชีวิตของเขาเปลี่ยนแปลงไปยังไงอีกสักครู่ครับ ตอนนี้วูดดี้กำลังพูดคุยอยู่กับดรเมลกิลครับนักจิตบำบัดชื่อดังผู้สัมผัสโลกหลังความตายหลังจากหัวใจหยุดเต้นไปนานกว่า19นาทีซึ่งหลังจากได้ฟังประสบการณ์อันเหลือเชื่อของเขาไปแล้วมาฟังกันต่อครับว่าเหตุการณ์ครั้งนั้นส่งผลต่อชีวิตของเขาอย่างไร
When you open your eyes, what happened?
I woke up in the hospital ward at about 1 o'clock in the morning. The pain was gone. No one was in the room. I looked down and there was no arm. I didn't know how to scream. I was just in agony and I just said, oh my God, and I just went into a coma. But when I came back, something weird happened.
What happened, bro?
Well, I came back with a sense of humor, I think. I saw different things from a different perspective and I realized that everything we were living on this earth was all temporary, but we had forgotten somewhere along the way. There was a whole procession of relatives coming through the hospital crying their heads off, I'm so sorry you lost your arm and this and that. And I remember one time, I got so fed up with this, I kept asking them, did you bring a gift? Okay, leave it here and let's walk out. And or somebody would stand there and she'd be crying her head off and she'd sound concerned. And I'm eating my bad hospital food. And I said to the lady, could you do me a favor? Just step outside the door, let me finish, and then you come back in and cry some more. Is that okay? And then she took her gift and left, and I never saw her again. That's terrible.
ยิ่งฟังก็ยิ่งอึ้งครับเรื่องราวของผู้ชายคนนี้และหลังจากเขาผ่านประสบการณ์ความตายอันเหลือเชื่อเขาก็ได้ใช้สิ่งที่ได้รับจากเหตุการณ์นั้นผันตัวเองเป็นนักสร้างแรงบันดาลใจที่เปลี่ยนชีวิตใครต่อใครมาแล้วทั่วโลกมาฟังจากเจ้าตัวกันดีกว่า
Well, I think I started motivating a long time ago. I don't know what it is. I think you also do it at the same time. You see somebody in need, you do something you can to help the person with whatever you've got.
How do you help them out? I mean, what do you say to them? Oh, you'll be great. You'll be a good person. Laugh a lot. What do you say to them?
No, I don't do that. Some people can't be great.
Yeah.
But you don't say that to them. You just say to them, okay, if you have enough of this, this can happen. If you have enough of that, this can happen. What do you really want to do? Now, here's the thing that I learned on the other side.
What did you learn?
I was led around by this wonderful angel. I don't know who she was.
It was a she, not a he.
It was a she. The person who told me to go back was a he, sort of male, yang, very powerful male energy. But the one who looked after me and took me on a tour was a female one.
You went through a tour?
A tour of this entire other, hereafter, the other side, whatever.
Kind of like when you go to Disneyland, they've got,
a little bit,
guides
except that I didn't have to stand in line.
Okay.
So
you went to the fast track and
to the fast track to everything, and I saw this little hut, and I said, "What is this? This is the Hall of Memories. What happens here?" I said, "Here, go in and find out." I sat in there and I saw my whole life. I mean, 19 years of age, but I saw my whole life. But this time, not from just my perspective, but from the perspective of the people I touched and affected and talked to. I give you an example. I saw a kid when I was about 7 years of age in kindergarten. This kid was a bully, always hitting me, doing all kinds of things. And I saw a chance to push him down the stairs. And I did. Boom, boom, boom. The guy fell down and I was smug. Okay, revenge time. in this hall of memories, I saw the same incident, but this time I saw him and felt every blow of the steps as it hit him on every part of his body. I felt the warm gush of blood coming down his head, and I felt the embarrassment as the whole school started to laugh at him. But here's the interesting part. He was meant to become a doctor, his destiny line. Because of that push, it changed and he became a preacher. I affected someone's destiny by causing grievous bodily harm. Wow, how interesting is this? Maybe the Buddha knew something when he said, don't hurt other people.
During this whole transition,
Yes.
where was the lesson being learned? When you passed away, when you died, or when you woke up and saw the relatives, crying, or where?
All of the above. The lessons kept coming.
What did you learn?
Well, I learned the most important lesson of all.
Yes.
That this earth, everything that we're doing is all a learning lesson. And even the bad things that happen to us happen for a reason. Even if you say, oh, I'm so sad that this person took advantage of me, stole my business, this and that. But if that did not happen, you would not have met your wife or your husband or your, current employer and so on and so forth. So things happen for a reason. Everything is as it should be. That I understood.
Isn't that the same thing as destiny?
Your destiny may have already been decided, and a part of you may already know that. You may be fulfilling your purpose in life without you knowing it.
Reincarnation?
I don't believe it in this life, and in the next life I will. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Yes, I sincerely believe that you have many opportunities to improve yourself. And you, as a spectacular spiritual being, are here to learn so many lessons. But the truth is, you are a powerful, endless, never born, never died spiritual being having a uniquely temporary physical human experience. This is temporary.
This is temporary, but what is
All of this is
permanent
temporary.
now? What is permanent?
What would you like to make permanent?
I don't know. You
Name
tell me.
something you would like to have permanent. Tell me
Love,
something,
love,
Woody,
love,
that you would love.
love.
Would you like love to be permanent?
Okay, maybe not. Sex.
Well, wait,
sex.
you
sex.
changed.
Permanent sex.
It could happen, but you'll have eye bags, you won't be able to come for the show most of the day, and you'd be very tired most of the time. Could I make a guess for you?
Yes.
Real love.
How would you say that?
Because that's what you're looking for. Real love.
How do you know?
Well, if I notice what I'm noticing downstairs as you're doing your show, as I talk to you with your energy and everything like that, you help a lot of people in different ways. Most people don't even know some of the things you do to help other people. But somewhere inside, a part of you is searching for real love. That's not connected to whoever you have made yourself out to be, not connected to the money people think you have. But you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything, but this person loves you regardless. The most important thing to realize is it exists. And you, by needing it and wanting it, will draw it to you. Because you
When is
want
it gonna come, Mel? When is it gonna come?
the moment you stop asking. The moment you stop asking. Ask one time, relax, and know it's going to be there. Just like the way you do your shows every day, you know you're going to run this anyway. Every day is going to be different. Every day is going to be a different experience, and you don't know who it is. And somewhere along the way, you don't have to find love. It will find you when you're ready.
Does that pertain to everything in life? For all
Just
mankind?
about. When you're ready, it will happen.
ฟังเหมือนเขาจะเป็นผู้เชี่ยวชาญด้านความรักพอสมควรเลยนะครับ งั้นวูดดี้ลองถามเกี่ยวกับเรื่องคู่รักดาราที่ตกเป็นข่าวดังตามหน้าหนังสือพิมพ์เมื่อเร็วๆนี้ดีกว่าครับ
Lots of Thai couples, especially in showbiz,
Yes.
have been breaking up for the past half a year.
Yes.
I mean, if you were there to help them, what would you say to them?
And if I learned it the hard way, if I studied 3,000 couples a year, and I studied them and helped them along the way, there's only been maybe about 30 couples that I've said to them after listening to them, I said, you know what? I know a good lawyer. Why don't you just go ahead and leave each other and find somebody else?
Okay.
Because then you'll be less destructive with each other and you'll be all right. When you're bored with the relationship and you want to walk away and find somebody else that you will get bored with later, I think it's going to be hard for the new person to come and look at you seriously at some point. I'm so sorry to say this a little bit like this, but when you stand in front of this man or the woman with the presence of a representative of God, a priest or something, and your friends and her friends all in the same room as witnesses, and you say, I swear to be your lawful, faithful, and through thicker and thinner and taller and shorter, and I forgot what the vows are. And when you make these promises and then break them at the end, and then make another promise to somebody else, how can I take you seriously?
น่าคิดเหมือนกันนะครับว่าถ้าคนเราเกิดมาแล้วไม่ยึดมั่นคำสัญญาไม่ว่าจะกับคนรักครอบครัวหรือว่าใครก็ตามคุณค่าของความเป็นคนของเราจะอยู่ตรงไหนผมว่าวันนี้เราอาจจะต้องลองทบทวนอีกครั้งนะครับว่าเราได้ลองใช้ชีวิตอย่างคุ้มค่ายึดมั่นในคำมั่นสัญญาไม่เบียดเบียนใครแล้วหรือยังดีใจครับที่คืนนี้ได้คุยกับเขาคนนี้ดร. เมลกิล